one of the first things that I do every morning is check my accounts. And a lot of times your bank will offer some type of free credit monitoring system with your account. So I thought, let's check out my credit score. When I checked it, I thought, not bad. Let's make a video on it. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to cover a couple of topics that have helped me not only improve my credit score, but also easy way to stop those annoying collection calls. The first thing is, if you do not have a way of monitoring your credit reports, a lot of times you can just ask your bank if they offer some type of credit monitoring system. A lot of times they will. Sometimes even your credit cards, whatever credit card you may have, whether it be a Visa, American Express, a lot of times these credit card companies will offer a credit monitoring system. I have an Amex Gold business card that they also have this credit monitoring as well. It's just one of the perks that you get as a member. So be sure to check with your bank and your credit cards. A lot of times they will offer these services for free. So let's get straight into it. So the first thing I wanted to cover was an easy way to dispute adverse accounts on your credit report. Very simple way to do this is if you just go to transunion.com. If you scroll to the bottom of the page, there will be a credit dispute section. And in that section, there will be a Get Started button. Go ahead and click on Get Started. It'll bring you to another page where there will be a yellow button that says Start Dispute. Just click on the Start Dispute button. At that next page, it will prompt you to create an account. You're going to go ahead and enter your personal information, your name, your address, social security number, email, all that good stuff. So once you create your account, you'll be able to log into the transunion.com website, where then you will be able to start dispute. When you start the dispute, it will bring up your entire credit report. It will populate all of your previous addresses, where you've lived, where you've worked, and your accounts in good standing and your accounts in not so good standing, or your adverse accounts. Now, a lot of times with your adverse accounts, if the amount is actually less than $100, you can go ahead and click the dispute button. It will then ask you the reason for the dispute. Choose the appropriate reason that you are disputing the report. A lot of times, if it is under $100 and it is legitimately a false adverse account on your credit report, when you start the dispute, many times those accounts will come back with an instantaneous decision if it's been wiped or not. And they'll usually email that to you into the email that you enter where you prefer to receive your correspondence. I've done this in the past, and it's those small accounts that you can get rid of that will immediately reflect on your credit score. In the amounts, it could be up to 5 to 10 points immediately added to your credit score in those cases. Now, for the larger accounts, you can dispute those as well. Sometimes they will require an investigation. For the larger accounts, it usually takes about 30 days. They say expect about 30 days to come back with a decision for the dispute. So transunion.com is a very effective tool in doing that. And a lot of times you can boost your credit score immediately, depending on the size of the account. Now, the other thing is with collection calls, a little backstory behind what happened to me a couple of months ago. I was shopping for a new building to pick up a few more units for my portfolio. And when I went in there, I had applied to several units. The deal didn't work out, had to walk away from it. However, come a month or two later, I start getting these collection calls from the apartment building. Had submitted a collection report against me, wanting to collect a deposit for a unit that I never moved into. After some back and forth, they kept calling me, asking me for more information. It went on for a couple of weeks, and then what I asked them was to provide documentation from the apartment complex showing that I had signed for the debt. In other words, I asked for the document showing where I signed that the debt actually belongs to me, because a lot of times when you sign for anything that involves some type of financial transaction, you'll sign for it, and that essentially states that you are agreeing to the terms within that transaction. So when I asked for this, because I never actually moved into the unit, I had never signed the lease, the apartment building was not able to produce any type of evidence that I had indeed signed that the debt belonged to me. So once I had requested that information, the calls just disappeared. So a lot of times what you can do is you can request that the company that's reported you to the collections just ask the collection agency to provide documentation that you actually signed for, showing that the debt belongs to you. And if they cannot provide that documentation, well, then the debt does not belong to you. And this can also be an effective tool in preventing those adverse accounts from hitting your credit report in the first place. So those tips have helped me in the past, and hopefully those tips are able to help you achieving the credit score that you deserve. And if you found this video helpful, please click like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.